All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about Jaron Boots Ennis, what he had to say about Keith Thurman, and also, don't hear this name a lot, Speedy RASHDI Ellis, who was recently signed to the PBC. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we are in the 147-pound division talking about one of the best fighters in all of boxing. Note, I did not say one of the best prospects, one of the best contenders. I'm saying one of the best fighters in boxing, and I don't care what nobody got to say about that. And that is Jaron Boots Ennis out of the great city of Philadelphia, who was interviewed on True School Sports. Shout out to them on their interview. Excellent interview. And for people that want to know why I do not take people's interviews and put them on my channel, it is because I'm not a thief. So I got this information from True School Sports, and let me acknowledge them, but very, very interesting information came out of that. Also, there's going to be some other information coming out very, very soon with Keith Thurman's response. So you guys make sure you keep tuned, stay tuned for that. Now, before I get into the meat of the subject matter, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you very, very much for your support for the channel. It's the only thing that keeps us going. So thank you very much for watching the videos, coming to the live streams, hitting the like button, all that super chats, all that good stuff that you guys do to support the channel. Thank you so much. And now if you're new to the channel, however, let me invite you to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos, which we do on a daily basis and live streams on a daily basis. So there's always a really good boxing conversation to have. Even if you don't agree with me and you think I'm cap, think I'm this, that, and the other thing, it is what it is, man. It's all boxing talk to me. So let's do it. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you can know when we're talking about it. Now, let's get into this. Jaron Boots Ennis. A lot of conversation going on about what his next fight is going to be. He is currently in the welterweight division. In the top 5, I do believe he's in the top 4, but for sure, the top 5 of every major sanctioning body, the WBA, the WBC, the IBF, the WBO, all of them have him listed as one of the best few welterweights in the world. And I agree 100%. And in fact, he is actually, after his last fight where he rolled through Custio Clayton and just made super easy work of Custio Clayton out of Canada, he became the mandatory for Errol Spence Jr.'s IBF championship. Now, we do all know, however, that Jaron, nor anybody else, if most people in boxing get their wish, are going to be able to fight for that belt within this year because of the fight that is being negotiated and hopefully will be finalized between Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford for the undisputed championship in the division. However, the question about who Jaron Ennis fights next is out there, and he was asked about Keith One Time Thurman. You're not familiar with Keith One Time Thurman. Keith One Time Thurman is the former WBA and the former WBC welterweight champion. Just had a fight not too long ago with Mario Barrios, who was moving up in weight, and he is the number 3 ranked guy in the WBC. So he's one spot, according to the last rankings that I saw, one spot above Jaron Ennis in the rankings for the WBC. Jaron Ennis says, unadulterated, tell Keith Thurman to sign that contract so we can get this fight on. And just so that you guys know, there is going to be an article that is coming out in the next couple days. I'm not sure when it's going to come out, but it should be on Boxing Scene. It's going to be written by Jake Donovan, where Jake Donovan actually talked to Keith Thurman about Jaron Ennis and what he's feeling about that fight. Now, there have been rumors out there that Jaron Ennis, that Keith Thurman wanted $10 million to fight. to fight Keith Thurman. For the only official word out on that, however, came from Steven Espinoza, who was the president of Showtime Sports, who said that in response to a question, and man, that is going to be a very, very expensive fight to make. So Keith Thurman wanting $10 million to fight Jaron Ennis makes a whole lot of sense. Jaron Ennis, for his part, said, just look, man, give me that fight and I'm going to do what I got to do. He doesn't care who it is. He's ready to fight all of these guys right now, including Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, and Speedy Rashidi Ellis. Now, my take on the matter is that I don't think that Keith Thurman really has any other opportunity, any chance. All right, sorry about that, man. We've got some dog setting. You know, this office is in my house, so dog setting. This dog went bananas, so I had to go in there and keep him from barking. Excuse me. Anyway, so my take on the matter is that Jaron Ennis is most definitely ready for Keith Thurman. In order for Keith Thurman to take that fight, however, he is going to have to be offered a lot of money in order to do that, because that is about as hard a fight as the Errol Spence Jr. fight or the Terrence Crawford fight. And that is just a lot of risk for Keith Thurman to get in the ring with that guy when there's a bunch of different easier routes that he could take to getting another championship fight. However, if Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford are actually get in the ring and they unify, and there's an undisputed champion, provided that there's not rematches, which there very, very well may be rematches in those fights. Those guys say the winner of that fight says they're going to go to 154 pounds. And in fact, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence said that they were going to 154 pounds after that fight. So all those belts may very well be pop up and be vacant. So there's a chance that Keith Thurman and Jaron Ennis could be ordered for the WBC vacant title. Very, very likely. Now, another person that put their bid in there for Jaron Ennis is a young fighter, a fighter named Speedy Rashidi Ellis, who was formerly with Golden Boy Promotions. He had a very, very big win over Alex Rocha. I want to make sure I say that name right. Rocha, Rocha, Rocha. Not too long ago, maybe a couple years ago, a top upcoming fighter who was with Golden Boy Promotions, and as a result of winning that fight, the saying, no good deed goes unpunished. Speedy Rashidi Ellis was treated pretty much like Guillermo Rigondeaux after he beat Nonito Donaire and swept under the rug. Get on up out of here because I don't think we can sell you. He's now over with, has come over to the PBC, is signed with the PBC, and he's going to be fighting on the undercard of the Mark Magsayo versus Ray Vargas card. There's also going to be, I do believe, Brandon Figueroa is going to be on that card as well. And then Speedy Rashidi Ellis, I think, is going to be the fight before Brandon Figueroa. So he'll be making his debut. PBC debut. Now, that card, however, I do believe is going to be a Fox card and not a Showtime card, but I don't think that would prevent, the two of those guys meeting. Speedy Rashidi Ellis said he would be happy to fight Jaron Ennis. Jaron, for his part, said, look, I haven't really I've heard his name, haven't seen him a lot, but look, man, tell that dude to sign a contract too. I ain't got any problem fighting. I have absolutely no problem fighting him. So, man, who knows? We may be able to get that fight as well. And that fight actually with Speedy Rashidi Ellis is probably a little more realistic in the short term than Keith Thurman. I would think that more than likely that Showtime would probably give at least another fight or two to Jaron Ennis before he fights Keith Thurman. Pretty much not because I don't think that he's ready. Because I think he's ready for any of these guys. It's just, that they want to build Jaron Ennis into a star. And so, they tend to do that with, having several different matchups, getting him on a card where he headlines a card, right? He headlines a card. After that, he gets good numbers. They may, slide him on a pay-per-view or something like that, and then build him from there so that there's more revenue in the fight, or at least enough pay-per-views and interest in that so that Showtime can break even for the match. But anyway, all in all, I'm liking how I see, Jaron Ennis' stuff playing out. Hopefully that Keith Thurman fight can be made. Hopefully the Speedy Rashidi Ellis fight can be made. That Speedy Rashidi Ellis fight, I think, would be very, very good because he's also one of those top young guys at welterweight in the welterweight division. And that could be, similar to what we've seen, like not in a long time, but with like Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins, where you really have two very, very good young fighters fighting in the early portion of their career, something that we don't really get to see a lot. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.